and do the thing where I stop it from just playing back out. Then everyone's hearing it again. Shrink it down. There we go, that's looking about right. Lovely. And chat is up. And the social posts are out. Look at that. Nice, swift start to the stream. We're all ready to go. How on earth is everyone doing today? Hey, MK Man. How you doing? I'm just making sure I am all set up. I am once again awake after having maybe a little fallen asleep shortly before streaming, but it's fine. I'm awake now. I'm not asleep. I'm not napping. It's all good. Hey, Tara. Making my way through 9 souls in Dragon Quest 3. Nice. I finally got back to playing Metaphor ReFantasio. I'm finally back on that bandwagon. It has been a wild month of, like, Life is Strange and Dragon Age, and then a bunch of work projects have meant, like, I just haven't gotten back into it. I started playing Metaphor ReFantasio when it came out and was like, I'm going to binge as much of it as I can, because I know when all these releases happen, I'm just not going to play it. And that happened. I fell off, but I've come back to it. I've not let this RPG get out of my grasp. Hey, Thimba. I figured out you can set up browser notifications for Twitch streams and it's a game changer. Ooh, hell yeah. Nice. Right, what companion quest stuff do we do today? So, what do we got? We've got quest in Docktown to go chat to the Inquisitor about Solus. We gotta go to Treviso, and this will help us find out where the ritual's being held. That's going to really put us toward the end of the game, so we don't want to do that yet. The Forest of Spirits is go to a funeral with Balara. The Eternal Hymn is Harding's epilogue, and Tarsh's epilogue is to go hang out for drinks. You know what, let's go do Harding's epilogue. And then it's going to be... Oh, this is a good quest, actually. That's a nice one to do. We'll get this one done today. And then it's going to be looking for side quests in all of the regions, because we need to get all of those factions on the left-hand side to 3 stars, and currently 2/3 of them are not there, so that is the big chunk of today's stream. Also, I recorded the first episode of a new thing today with a new co-hosty person, which was exciting. Probably not gonna air until early next year, and even then, it's gonna require some editing and stuff. But it was fun to record a first thing with someone new today. Let me see if I can find. I'll show you my little teaser image for what's coming in the early next year. Let me get logos. Yeah, let's do this one. Oh, that's big. Let's shrink it down. This is a thing that's coming in the early new year that I am excited for people to get to see. Oh, such a cough brewing. I mean, look, some of you may have seen some hints of it in places. I might have been teasing this a little over in Discord last couple of days, but yeah, the first episode of something we're calling Abletop was recorded today with mysterious co-host. Ooh. We're doing, I think, 6 of them in total is currently the plan. We'll see where it goes from there, but...
What are you looking for?
I don't know.
I just felt like I needed to come back.
Well, take your time. You've been through a lot.
I need to find the Oracle again. I need to know more about the Titans. I need to... I have this power, and it just feels like it came to me for a reason.
Harding, you're still at the beginning of your journey.
But where does it take me, Rook?
Eager for answers, I getcha. Thimba says we went from mystery stream to mystery co-host. Yeah, there's... I continue to have mysteries and secrets.
You got it.
We'll see. I don't think there's any reason I couldn't say who the co-host is, but I think it's worth, like, maybe holding that until we get a little closer to the thing releasing, because the plan for this is to record all 6 hours or so of this show up front, so that we can just have it releasing on a weekly schedule, but, like, the whole thing be done before we put any of it out.
The mountain is rich with lyrium, and the dwarves built this outpost to trade with Tevinter. As long as a dwarf stayed within the fort's walls, it would be as though they hadn't left the stone. They could keep their caste, name, and status.
Right. Traditional dwarves are particular about avoiding the surface.
The Kalsharak don't care about those rules, but Orzammar does.
The way that the Orzammar talk about this place as a way to technically be above ground, but, like, not have broken the rules of their religion, it feels very much like, there are Jewish communities where you can't do any kind of work on the Sabbath, but what they will do is they will, like, put a loop of wire around a community and be like, you can do things as long as you're at home, and within this loop we have considered within home, and therefore you can still go about and move about and do the things that you shouldn't do on the Sabbath while you're within this, because this counts as home. I'm always fascinated by little religious loopholes to be like, yeah, but we a little bit want to do the thing. Does this count as not breaking the rules? And, like, I mean that very sincerely. I do find things like that fascinating.
Just me, or does it feel different now?
You're right. Something's different. Maybe it's because the expression of the Titan's pain that looked like me doesn't live here anymore.
I can't believe that made perfect sense.
Thimba says the co-host of the new show is secretly Hornet from Hollow Knight Silksong. That's why it's so secret. Yeah, you heard it here first. Hollow Knight Silksong isn't actually a video game. It is a podcast about board game accessibility that I'm co-hosting with Hornet.
I'll just move this rock out of our way.
That's why it's been taking so long. They had to redo Hollow Knight Silksong right from square one to rework it into being
a Titan?
a board game show.
Long. I can't tell where it begins and ends. It's big, though. They all were.
Yeah, as I say, there's no reason I couldn't talk about it sooner, but it is purely just a matter of... It's... Rather than, like, making the episodes as we're putting them out, this is planned to be it's a whole thing, and we're going to really do the production, so it's, like, a guaranteed, consistent 6 weeks of a thing happening.
Those rocks I can move were all parts of the Titans once. Once I knew, I couldn't forget it. Now I sense them all the time, whether they're dead or just sleeping. No one ever told us, but they're everywhere. Silent. Forgotten.
Not forgotten anymore.
Yeah, I Miss My Dad says, I wish the Orzammar and the Deep Roads were more explored in this series. This mission we're on right now, I'm going to say it, well, by the time we get to the end of this little epilogue we're doing with Harding here, I think they're setting up for more exploration of the dwarves in whatever Dragon Age hopefully comes next. I feel like a big part of this Dragon Age game is like, hey, we have basically finished all of the stuff involving the elves being the mysterious species. the Canary and the dwarves are really being set up to get their turn in the spotlight. And I am excited for that. Because, like, well, you'll see in a second when we get there.
Heard ya.
That is a big hand in the mountains, and a big head in the mountains. It's one of the Titans. These are the beings that the elves harvested the dreams from to create the blight, and harvested the magic from to create their mortal forms, and basically broke apart until they ended up being the dwarves. Timber, is there a reboot of Croc happening? Am I finding out about this because you've just mentioned it being delayed? Is you telling me about a delay to the Croc reboot the first I know of a Croc reboot?
That lookout.
What's over there?
The Titans walked the earth.
Timber says, actually, we talked about it before. Well, that's entirely possible. My brain is like Swiss cheese. It's full of holes.
And shaped the stone. They sang to each other. And now, nothing. We are children of the stone, born from the stone's destruction. I want to make it right, but I don't know how.
I kind of wonder. I don't think, like, on the scale of the size of that Titan we just saw with the huge hand in the mountain, but I do wonder whether there's another continent outside of Thedas that we might visit in a future Dragon Age where the Titans still exist in some form, and instead of having the dwarves be the children of the stone, it's like stone giants, and we have big, tall beings that very much understand that same connection with the stone. Could be cool.
We remember the ones that came before, and give them a place of honor. That's all we can do.
It doesn't seem enough.
I know.
How can I feel everything that I do and just accept it?
I see you, and I feel your pain.
What now? Where do we go from here?
Once there were Titans. After them came dwarves. Then me. And now you. Destruction is change, sister. And we are
Terra
still
says, every new Dragon Age game, I hope the Orzammar collapses. I feel like we're getting toward that, because... How do I put this? I think we are going to see some pretty radical change in both the Orzammar and the Qun, if Dragon Age continues. Because we've basically set up a non-Orzammar being the herald of a new dwarven religion, a messiah-esque magic of the Titans figure who is not Orzammar, and a Canary who was not raised under the Qun being the fire-breathing messenger of a new age of attempted reunification of the Canary. I feel like we're getting very specifically people who do not fit under the religious structure that has stifled a people for many centuries, now being presented as the potential solution to the future of their people, but that will require a re-examination of their religion. I think Harding and Tash are really well set up to be the thing that leads to us maybe seeing, for example, a somewhat of a downfall or evolution of the Orzammar.
Harding? Harding, you were far away for a minute.
Sorry, just thinking. I'm ready to go. I have everything I need. This is the eternal hymn. The prayer and the proclamation. Isa Tunal.
Hell yeah, Harding, there you go. Right, has that gained us any more faction points? No, you don't have a faction attached to you, do you? Yeah, let's equip that. Does anyone new have anything new for us to do? We are nearly at the point of the game where we're just going to need to go do side quest wrap up across the towns. Davrin's got something for us. I'm guessing this is going to be, hello, do you want to come visit the Griffins? Let's go do Davrin's epilogue. I think it really is only Nev left that hasn't offered us an epilogue yet.
Rook, I had an idea. I figured it's a good time to check in with Eldrin. See how his Griffin training is coming along. Want to come with me to Arlethan?
Sounds like a plan.
It'll be good to see those feathery faces again.
I feel like, I think the situation is because we didn't save Docktown, I don't think we can finish Nev's loyalty quest and epilogue until after we finish this last bit of... I think we have to go do For the Love of Treviso. We have to progress the story, I think, one more time. And then I think we can finish Nev's stuff. I hope you're doing okay now. I'm on episode 504 of Podquisition. That's the one where you talk about that awful person. Oh, yes, that's the one where I was talking about that article on IGN about the person in the accessibility industry who pretended to be several alternate personalities who were marginalized in ways that they as a writer were not. It was a whole fucking mess. This year generally has been a lot for being someone invested in the accessibility writing space. I've talked about this elsewhere. In the space of 2 months, I think it was, 2 people I personally knew and was working with died, and 1 person I'd worked with in the past turned out to not exist in the first place. It's been a weird year. And I'm still here. We're plodding along. Not letting it slow us down. Right. Let's go do Davrin's little epilogue. We can do that. That's nice and easy. Yeah, no, that article was an incredibly important and well-written and tactfully researched piece that was a hell of a lot to read, regardless. Yeah, exactly. Continue doing stuff to spite the world. Nimba says, according to Twitch, I watched 36 hours of lore streams in November. That... 18, 27... That math just about makes sense. Because we're doing, like, what, 3 hours a stream, 3 streams a week, about 9 hours of streams a week-ish. 4 weeks in the month. Yeah, I probably did somewhere around 36 hours of streams. How do we know you exist, though? You might be an AI deepfake. I have been making stuff on the internet before AI deepfakes were good enough to pass off as real. There's no world in which you were doing this quality of AI deepfakes 12, 13 years ago. What am I doing? I'm checking on the Griffins. So we're taking Davrin and Nev, because Nev's got to come on every mission until we get Docktown up to 3 stars. Sorry, yes, you've forgotten the lore. I am a ditto pretending to be a human, that's all. Ditto. Far less sinister. I'm just one of those dittos that got really good at doing human eyes. I can get the eyes right. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced that we will probably have most of the story stuff done for Dragon Age on tonight's stream, other than like up to the point where we go to the end game. There might still need to be some side quests doing just to get us to 3 stars on all the factions, but I think most of the plot will be finished tonight. I think we've got one big stream after this, maybe Monday next week, that will be let's go to the point of no return for like 3 hours. There we go.
Eldrin, how's the training going?
Just a minute. Poachers are nearby. The Huller are in trouble. Quick, to your positions. Go!
Maybe try asking them nicely?
I won't be there the day the real hunters show up. No time to be polite.
What about belly rubs?
You're the one leading the charge against the gods?
Carrot before the stick.
Looks like you met your match there, Eldrin.
They know none of this is real. Won't waste the effort.
You need to rouse the raptor in them.
That gives me an idea.
Wait, what's happening?
Hello, it's
The
me.
Huller are in trouble. An unarmed hunters nearby. Attack!
No.
Got it!
Yeah, just gotta dress up like the enemy. They'll know what to do. I feel like your training could be going better, sir, but we'll take it. Okay, that's more strength of the Veil Jumpers. The Veil Jumpers are already at 3 stars, aren't they? Come on, give me points for a non-Veil Jumper faction. Okay, let's head back to the lighthouse one more time. And then we'll go do Tarsh's epilogue and Balara's epilogue. Balara's is one of the longer epilogues. And then it's probably time to go do those 2 story quests and see what we've got left. I think it's just gonna be side quests. We're really getting there. Is that a special scene for Canary? I don't remember them acting my elf. Well, of course, they wouldn't dress your elf up as an Antam. Yeah, that I've not played as a non-Canary, but I assumed this scene exists because I was playing one of the factions that they could dress me up like one of the enemies. What's that scene like if you're not playing a Canary then? Oh, apologies. I've not got my trophies turned off. Sorry, but my middle trophy noises. Sorry about that. Right. Let's go do Tarsh's epilogue scene, which I have. I got thoughts on this one. I have thoughts on this one. Can't remember what happened, you just remember not that. That's fair. Right, Nev, you come on the mission yet again, because we need to get your friendship up. As an elf, you dressed in rags that are... Oh, you dress up like a little scarecrow. Interesting. Oh, on the continued stories of... Nintendo's gonna have a real fucking rough time keeping the Switch 2 hidden long enough for themselves to announce it. People have been looking at Foxconn, which is the company that assembles all of Nintendo's consoles. And their, like, financial stuff of, like, what have we been... How much stuff have we been producing? What have we been paid for currently? What stuff are we waiting to ship out to whoever has ordered it from us? And people who know more about Foxconn reports than I do have looked at it and gone, yeah, they have, from the sounds of it, finished boxed Nintendo Switch successor units have been produced by Foxconn, ready to start shipping to Nintendo. It really feels like it is a race against the clock before someone just fucking takes a photo of one in a warehouse.
Ready for...
It sounds like we're at the point of... Because as soon as Foxconn factories start handling finished units, it will not be long before someone just takes a photo of that shit. The BT says, did you see the dumb fascies in the Indiana Jones game on Outside Xbox? I've not watched Outside Xbox's video. Loads of the fascists just walk past Indiana Jones as he's just sitting there. Yeah, so there's a limit to how much I can talk about Indiana Jones right now. I can say this. I did mock reviews on that game, so I played that game a couple of months ago. I've not played the finished retail release, so I can't really talk about Indiana Jones, because I don't know how much of what I saw is what's in the finished game. But I will say, I'm not necessarily surprised to hear that story. Yeah. I will probably play the finished version of Indiana Jones at some point this weekend. I cannot have an opinion on Indiana Jones right now. Until I can see the finished game and I know that my opinion is reflective of finished game and not that I'm not going to say my opinion about anything and it turns out that's not actually how the game is. Yeah.
So Tosh, look, Lucanus and I are...
I get it.
Get what?
He's a crow. Dangerous. Deadly. You have to trust that he won't kill you every time he touches you.
Oh, no.
And you're a mage. He's a mage killer. It's like you're his prey.
Not what I'm into, but thanks?
Anyway, I'm happy you two are doing it.
Thanks, Tosh.
Ash really fucking loves the Antivan crows. I can say this about Indiana Jones. I'm confident I can say this and that this won't have changed since I saw it. I cannot deny that it is really fun in that Indiana Jones game to pick up a acoustic guitar, hit a Nazi in the balls with it, watch him fall to the floor, and then have the game pop up stealth takedown successful after you smacked a fucking acoustic guitar and it went ba-dong as it hit, and then the man was like, ugh. That's a stealth takedown apparently. And that was pretty satisfying. To hit a Nazi in the balls with a guitar and then got told I was stealthy. I can say that is a satisfying thing about that game. But yes, you can add Indiana Jones to the list of games that like, shit, I secretly I had something to do with that one. I'm touching all the video games these days. Every video game, I was somehow involved in it. Right, so this is Tasha's little epilogue.
So, Tash pries the enormous ruby out of the statue's eye socket. Except then it wakes up, and now it's real pissed that it's missing an eye.
Oh, my.
What kind of statue is this?
Big snake.
Like the size of a horse?
30 feet tall. Had the size of a wagon.
How'd you get up there?
They carved the scales. Made okay handholds.
And now we've got a giant, angry, one-eyed snake statue trying to swallow Tash whole.
Wait, How does that work? Where would they go? Did it have a stomach?
Wait for it.
Best part is, while Tosh is pounding that snake's nose, she's still holding the ruby in her other hand. Maker's panties, I was so proud.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They're still holding it. Sorry.
What are you doing?
Pulling a barb.
Oh. Okay.
a barv?
Tradition in the Lords of Fortune, from one of our old members, Barv. Good guy, but like most of us, his plans went sideways a lot. Bad blood among your crew's not good for morale, but there's not always time for big, drawn-out apologies. So, when one of us screws up and we know we've screwed up, we do a quick 10 to put it right. Pulling a Barv. Oh, there we go.
Now, I gotta work out how I want to say this. This is personally the one scene in this game that I have kind of mixed feelings about. I get the intention, and I think there is some really good conversation had in this scene, but I struggle with my personal opinion that ultimately the idea of I want to draw less attention to having misgendered someone, so I'm gonna go and do a set of push-ups. I think that does draw more attention to the fact that you slipped up and misgendered. Because there is a really good conversation in this scene about like not doing the overly drawn out apology. But I also think to a degree you could just go, sorry, they. And like nothing more needs to be of it. Necessarily. I've seen people who have really appreciated this scene, and I am glad that is the case. This is a scene I have mixed structural thoughts about. And that is my entire commentary on that. But I do wanna talk about what I think this scene does well.
Any reason you can't just apologize?
Sometimes people say, oops, sorry, and hope that fixes it. But they just want to get the whole thing over with. Trust me, I know. But pulling a barv, you sweat a little. Makes you think about it a little more. Shows the other person you mean it.
What if they mean it when they say they're sorry, though?
And
I'll say this. I think that this scene could have worked better with a different character. Because I've thought about this scene a lot. And, like, I'm just gonna spitball. I don't know who this character would be. There's no character established in the story that would fill this criteria. I feel like if this was a, like, pint-drinking, classic, feelings are hard bloke that had accidentally misgendered and then went and did 10 pull-ups, I think it would feel different. Right? And I don't know why that feels the case. Because, like, I can see conceptually a certain type of person for whom this would feel more natural to me. I think it being Isabel is part of why this feels a little off to me personally. Eka says, I like the message, but the execution was clunky. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think it's a fundamentally flawed scene. I think the scene as it exists in game is a little... The cogs don't quite mesh. But I think there is still stuff of value in this scene, and this is what I want to keep talking about. I think there are things in this scene that make sense.
that's the other reason. Some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them.
This is the point of this scene that I think is really important, and this conversation is the one where I'm really glad this overall scene is in the game. Because Isabel's about to do an impression of someone who apologizes, who fucks up, and then apologizes so much you have to console them, even though they're the one that fucked up. And I'm like, yeah, this is an important conversation.
Oh, I didn't mean it right. I'd never do that on purpose. They feel so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them
Like,
feel
this
better.
is a really good point.
Oh, okay. Yes, some people might do that.
Pulling a barv puts it on the person who screwed up. They made the mess, they fix it, done.
I'm glad
If Blackwell had been in-game, Blackwell would have been a good fit for
Tash isn't
that.
the first non-binary member of the Lords.
Really?
It was a little before your time, but Horlicks was one of ours.
Huh.
Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants. And out of them, too.
So you either learn to make fewer mistakes, or you get gigantic muscles.
Or both. I didn't expect the Lords to care about the stuff. Me being non-binary.
Kirkwall taught me about family. If it matters to you, it matters to me. I mean, to the, Lords.
Oh. Thanks.
Anyway.
And that's the other thing here I like, is using this as an excuse to talk about, like, hey, it does matter to me that I get this shit right. And, like, I think that this does a good job of, like, as alongside a bunch of other things that are peppered throughout this game, going, this is not Tasha's pronouns being accepted as some new novel thing, like, as a courtesy. It is, no, there is a culture of understanding not only non-binary identity, but also the importance of making the effort for things that are important to people as a cultural thing that, like, yeah, no, this is not the first time that we've gone, it's important to you, I will get my shit together on it. And I appreciate that.
So, there Tash is, thigh-deep in a snake's maw and still holding the giant ruby in one hand. I yelled that we'll get them out of there, and Tash just yells back, "Get up its ass! I'll meet you in the middle!"
Okay, the stomach I get, but did it really have?
Hey, who ate the last breaded cheese wand?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I guess I thought, well, I don't know what.
It's fine.
No, they're your favorite.
Balara, I know you're sorry, but you did mess up.
I know.
And what do we do when we mess up?
Yes, you're right.
And I'll say this, as much as doing above, again at the end of the scene here, about you ate the last of the cheese ones, as much as that's a little forced, I appreciate that the scene ends on someone doing above for something other than misgendering. Because at the very least, that sort of sets the idea of, if you see someone doing push-ups, you don't automatically go, oh, who misgendered someone. It's, the pulling above is not necessarily going to out the specific situation. This is not about misgendering, it's about a culture of, you fucked up something small, just, like, do the push-ups and be done.
I'm pulling a barf.
Like,
One.
like, I think there are things that might have more
two,
justified a second bath than a cheese one. I don't hate it.
Place.
I'm glad that this is at the end of the scene.
Bend your knees.
And again, I know people who've really enjoyed the cheese one bit, and I'm like, I'm glad. Yeah. I think the scene is silly, but I'm a fan of silly. That's the thing. I like that it's a silly scene, and I'm overall, I'm glad the scene is there. I think it does more good than bad. Even if I think, like, there are some things about it that I'm like, so-so. Oh, is that it? Is it because I don't like cheese that would I find that fucking hilarious if I was more into eating cheese? I see. I understand. It's my fault for not being enough of a cheesehead. Right. Anyone else got... Why does my staff keep doing this, turning into just a floating orb of light sometimes? Oh, well. I don't think we're going to have anything new to do. I guess it's time to go do Balara's funeral epilogue? Is that the last one of these little epilogues we have left to do now? Yeah. Okay, let's go do a funeral with Balara for her brother. And then progress the plot just a tiny bit. Look, I love me a good bit of cheese. Don't get me wrong. When we're talking, like, a scene that's a bit cheesy, I do love a scene being cheesy. You got a cheese advent calendar. Of course you did, Echo. Of course you did. What am I doing? I'm taking Alara and Nev. Nev, you're coming on every mission. Come with us, Nev. I have a little homemade advent calendar that Jane puts together, and I usually get like a little bit of chocolate, a little bag of Haribo or something like that in every day. I'm like, ooh, it's got a little toy unicorn on top. It's adorable. Alright. Up here. And then we just need to get these factions to 3 stars.
Enna Bellinaris.
From the form, we bring forth the eternal. Thanks, Rook, for coming. I don't think I could have done this alone.
We're a team. We stick together no matter what.
Still, I appreciate it. Anyways, we need to light 3 more braziers. Each one represents an aspect of the self. It's close to what we've always done. The Dalish, I mean. But the ancient elves used Veilfire to show our connection to the Fade. So the archive tells me anyways.
I'm really curious
I think it's what Syrian would have wanted.
I'm really curious what this scene is if you throw away the archive. Because I do really like this scene. By keeping the archive of ancient elven knowledge, Syrian's funeral is also in part Balara attempting to follow ancient elven practices for his funeral and learn from them and understand why they were done, and trying to do the what but also the why and the emotional connection of trying to make a connection with the way that ancestrally funerals were done, and I think that's super interesting. Terra, sure, yeah. How different is this scene if you get rid of the archive spirit?
I know it's hard, but you can do this.
I already buried him once. At least this time, it's for real. Let's head to the first brazier. Okay, the first brazier should be ahead somewhere.
How far?
However far it needs to be, I guess.
Yeah, Balara's uncertainty during this whole process of, like, I think this is what we do next, I don't know exactly, is there's something very human about it. Muddling through how do we work out what to do next.
Hey, Marilyn.
Look, if you need to talk, let me know. I don't want our history to make things awkward, and I'm still your friend, you know? Anyways, time to light the first brazier.
A third we grant to the stars, to speak your life to the firmament. Am I doing this right? I don't know. The archive wasn't much help. It told me the words, but words are only part of it. Rituals aren't just about what you say, it's why and how you say it.
It was always going to be messy. The Evanurus made sure of that. Elves are still your people, and reclaiming who you were starts here.
Syrian made it sound so simple. Learn the past, and then live it. But so much is different. Who we are now is as important as who we were. I just wish it were easier. Okay,
the process of trying to find that line is what gives making the effort to do it have purpose and meaning. It has meaning precisely because you
in the way of a funeral. That's hard to deal with,
had to
though,
learn.
no matter where you come from.
Each obstacle's supposed to represent grief and moving past it, literally. But yeah, it's a little weird. Probably. Syrian would have laughed at it. Okay, on to the next brazier.
So what do you think is out there?
I don't know. Could be anything, really. That's kind of the magic. Nev, what are you doing here?
What? You know I show up for you, Belle. They'd only let one of us come, though. The rest send their regards, especially Emmerich.
I'm just... Wow. Thank you, Nev. And everyone else.
Hey, as long as I'm around, you've got family.
Okay.
All right. Go on and light the brazier.
Terra says, if you don't save the archive, the flame is regular instead of veil fire. There's a lot of talk about how they don't know what the origin of it is, how the elves have changed since the days of the Evanuris, and how these rituals mean more to them as Dalish tradition instead of Evanuris. Interesting. Yeah, I really do like the way that this version plays out. As an exploration of... I now know what we did in the past. Maybe through doing it I'll understand why.
A third we
As a way to
grant
get to
the
know my
sea,
departed brother.
to carry you to distant shores. Syrian always wanted to see what was across the ocean. Not Pervalin. I mean, really across. The other parts of the world.
Another character talking about not
I wonder if
Thedas.
the Evanuris ever left Thedas.
Yeah. All the fucking epilogue missions, all of the companion quests and epilogue missions are setting up various factions having interest in exploring places that are not Thedas. And, you know, going somewhere other than Thedas sure would be a great excuse to not have to worry about all of the narrative choices and branches you made back in Thedas. You've got a whole new place to explore. Be a good soft reset for choices, to be able to do some big choices again.
That's a good question. Who knows how far they traveled?
We've seen their power. I bet they could go anywhere. Maybe there are other elves, somewhere else. Without the Exalted Marches, without Tevinter, what does that even look like? Maybe better, or maybe not, but different? More of us alive, and probably free? Okay. On to the next one.
It's setting up the place that the Canary originally came from.
Okay.
Somewhere
One
where
more
the
brazier
a
to
land
go.
that's Titans
I'd
maybe
hoped
weren't
that
slain.
The archive might change. Now that Honoris is gone, I mean.
I'm guessing it didn't?
It called me a witless fool 3 times when it was teaching me about ancient elven funerals.
So not so much then.
I had to threaten to send it into an active volcano.
So why are there people waiting after the obstacles?
It's a reminder that on the other side of even the hardest days, people are there for you. I like it. It's literal in a real...
I thought Dalish clans planted trees for their funerals.
This is what we've always done, that I remember, anyway. Well, we didn't use ancient magic before. First time I went to a funeral was for my grandmother. I was 7, had to climb through a bunch of fallen trees. By the time I got to the end, I was dirty and tired and sad, but not as sad as I thought I'd be. So I guess it worked. At least a little bit.
Yeah, Terra says, in Davrin's last quest, you can find a letter written by Gillenane talking about how griffins seem to be genetically created, and they're better than what she could have made, and she talks about what could have made them. Right? There's all these little threads that are, like, really, really saying to me, we're leaving Thedas.
Thanks, Strife. I'm glad you're here.
He was one of us, even if he never officially joined.
He died protecting Arlathan, even knowing the cost.
Saving the world. Seems like it might run in the family. Time to light the last brazier.
Honestly, the companion quests about where you just go and walk and chat with people. Some of my
And
favorites.
the third, we return to the infinite, to find their way to the sanctum of the eternal. And that's it. The words we used to say.
Yeah, the only world in which I see us not leaving Thedas is if, like, let's just call it other place for now. The other place elves and the other place dwarves and the other place Canary all come to Thedas in one big panicked mass of ships going, something is coming and we need to run. And they come to us, and suddenly there's new factions in Thedas, plus an outside threat is coming in. I don't think that's how they do it. I think we go somewhere new. For a lot of reasons, largely structural and mechanical, but, like, I could theoretically see the inverse.
According to the archive, at least. It's close to what we say now. Not the same, but nearly. And it's what he would have wanted.
Saving the archive has given Balara words of comfort and given the Dalish back part of their past.
It sounds nice. The sanctum of the eternal. It's a lot more hopeful than some funerals I've been to.
Maybe that's why I'm not sadder. I mean, I'm mostly okay. Not amazing, not great, but okay.
Echo, for what it's worth, I can say this because there was an interview with some of the creative leads on Dragon Age that published on Eurogamer, I think maybe like 2 days ago. It is an interesting read, but it very much does suggest that basically anything plot-wise that they were doing back when this was going to be a live service, got thrown in the bin. And very much, like, if a plot thread is here, it's not here because it's left over, it's here because they wanted it to be in the single-player version. They talk about, like, some specific scenes that they wanted to do and that carried over, like the Siege of Weishaupt. Conceptually, they wanted there to be a big attack on Weishaupt. But, like, but, you know, some of these specifics setting up the future of the series, they really make it sound in that Eurogamer interview like it was very much, these were things that came together quite late in the process when we were thinking about what we want the future of the series to be. They're not, it doesn't sound like they're holdovers from what once was.
That connection. What Syrian and I were looking for. When he came back, it hurt again. Worse, almost. But this time, I got to say goodbye. And now I have to live my life. That's all I can do, for either of us.
Making it from one day to the next is pretty tough some days. But we do it, and it's enough.
Right. One foot in front of the other. I don't know what our people's future looks like. But now they know their past, and they have a future. I hope you've found peace, wherever you are now. Dareth, Shural, and Na Belanaris. Syrian, I love you.
Balara's actor does such a fucking good job of that voice role. Absolutely fucking nails the performance, right? We don't need more points for the Veil Jumpers. The Veil Jumpers are already good. They're already at 3 stars. Okay. Okay. We're gonna go do Legacies and Legends. We're gonna go meet the Inquisitor. And see what they're up to. And then we need to start, like, looking for side quests, I think. I know, I have so many letters. I've not really read the letters on this on-stream playthrough just because I've been feeling a pacing. I'm just go, go, go. You know, sometimes that's how it is on stream. It's, I'm churning.
Cedar Siconia, back on stage.
Okay. Let's go chat to the Inquisitor. Let's have one last chat about what we're gonna do about Solus, because
these meetings can't be good for business. I'm here, Inquisitor. It isn't just Inquisitor, is it? You were someone before that.
Adar was our chosen family name. Long ago. Morrigan is holding a perimeter. We're alone. Tell me what Solus did at Algernon's ritual.
Sounds like you already know.
I need to hear it from you.
Solus helped get us through, but he was protecting his interests, not us.
You don't think he helped for genuine reasons?
I think he wants his plan to succeed, whatever it is.
Always a plan. He's always thinking about where it ends. How many of his names do you know? God of Lies, Dreadwolf, Fen'Harel. They're titles he earned from enemies, followers, and fractured history. I called him by another name for a time. Comrade, if not friend.
You went your separate ways when he turned to ending the world?
There was some unfortunate overlap. I will never excuse what he's done. He's killed people I held dear. You know this too.
But...
he became those names when he fought gods, and regret for his world turned into destroying ours. Sound familiar?
Solus earned his prison. The gods have earned what's coming to them too.
I'm just saying, focus on tomorrow. They're the ones looking backward.
Simple as one of Varric's morals. Don't become what you hate.
Or trapped by what we've lost. Also one of his. Tell me about the team you've built.
Are they a concern, or...?
You're handling things. This part, what you have now... I just miss the banter about friends.
There's something kind of sweet about this. And I don't know how much of this is just because of how I tend to play the Inquisitor, and how I played the Inquisitor when we did that Inquisition playthrough on stream earlier this year. I always tend to play the Inquisitor as a reluctant hero, as someone thrown into a position of leadership who now has to bear this overwhelming weight that they never asked for but they can't really put down. It's why I so much like pairing the Inquisitor up with Iron Bull, for example. I think that creates really an interesting dynamic around creating a healthy outlet for the Inquisitor, but it's really nice with that context, having this conversation of the Inquisitor going, I just miss this bit where we talk about friends, and where I get to be excited about the team that's been built to save the world. Because it really goes like, hey, no matter how much of a reluctant hero you were at the time, you look back on it fondly, and you did love being in that process of building the family that's going to save everyone. And there's something nice to me that an Inquisitor that I played so reluctant to be in charge feels this way looking back. Even if that's, you know, me putting that onto the text rather than it being part of the text itself, it feels really nice in the context of my Inquisitor's story. If that makes sense, right? Well. Let's check if we have anything else at the lighthouse. I'm pretty sure we can go to Treviso and do that Treviso quest to find out the location of the ritual. I think we can do that without missing out, getting any side quests shut off. And then I think it is the end. I think that will be putting us in. This is the final downtime. Go get your 3-star factions and roll out. Like, Nev might have... After this, Nev might have a companion finale. Just because as the sort of betrayed by not saving her place early companion, we gotta do hers right at the end, but... Yeah, we really are approaching the end. The end is rapidly nearing. Oh, I'm not ready. I'm gonna have to do at least a little playing off stream, probably, to get up to that 3-star rating on every faction. Or maybe that's Monday. Maybe Monday is 3-starring all the faction towns.
Stopped the Antam. Took down their comic maker. They did your job for you. They're a hero.
Just a meddling busybody. One who stirred up the butcher's Antam.
I can't believe you're defending them.
I am not defending anyone, Jacobus.
You're letting them be a part of this? My cousin died because the governor didn't stop the Antam from...
Jacobus.
No. I'm not going to stand around and listen to this. I'll see you later.
Well, now that that unpleasantness is dealt with, about your mysterious informant.
Whoever they are, they know the Antam and Treviso.
Your message made it sound like this informant also knows where the gods are staging their ritual.
Treviso does not need this troublemaker. This should be left to proper officials.
It very much concerns Rook. We have a contact who offers access to the butcher and privileged information on the gods.
Oh,
a chance to find your gods and to free the city. A prize for both our causes.
We need both. If we're strong, we can stand against anyone.
Tara says, hello, Governor Backstabber. I'm glad I can trust you.
Seems
He's been a little shit every
the
time
contact
we've
knows the
met
city
him.
and the Antam.
How do you know it's for real?
They gave us patrol patterns. Dreadnought arrivals.
He's very
Their
punchable in the same way that the first warden was.
And you didn't share this with me?
The bookkeepers can bookkeep when the meeting is done.
When and where do we meet?
They'll be in the market.
And they asked for me, not you or Viago.
You helped this city, and you're helping all of Thedas. You've earned respect.
Treviso is just full of people who just exude slimy backstabber energy. We add Ilario. No one's getting good vibes off the governor.
Just don't know from whom.
There's really no clue who it is?
They're foolish enough to think crows are reliable. That's a clue about their worth.
They promise help.
So do you when you're not killing each other. Treviso deserves better.
It's getting the best.
That has yet to be proven.
Hypothetically, what if I'm walking into an ambush?
I would prepare for one.
Not everything is an adder in the wardrobe.
I
love
said to prepare. I didn't say
I love that
to
as a turn of phrase for an unpleasant surprise. Not everything's an adder in the wardrobe.
What about the human help the Antam was getting? You have any leads on that?
We continue what you started. The other Talons are turning over every stone.
You trust them? Not even your first Talon is safe from your infighting.
We are all Antivan crows.
And yet those of us sworn to Treviso are beneath you.
I'll talk with this mystery contact.
And the rest of us will hope not to get caught in your crossfire.
We fight for everyone. And the chance to strike at the gods and the Antam? It's worth the risk. Good luck, Rook. See what this mysterious informant can give us. The meeting is in the market, Rook.
They implied.
Tara, is that the governor? Does the governor use they them pronouns? If so, I did not know that. hell yeah, a game having enough non-binary people in it that they can have a non-binary person who is a bit of a dick, and that not completely be the only representation of non-binary people. Hell yeah. That's why you gotta have multiple examples of a minority group in your game, so that you can have one of them be a little bit of a dick and that not feel like a bit of a dig at the whole community.
Actually knows where Elgernon and Gillenane are performing their next ritual. It's worth the risk.
You don't sleep much, do you?
I just had not picked up on that. Cool. Again, as I say, it's nice that there are so many non-binary characters in this game that you can have one who's a bit of a dick, and that doesn't feel like it's like, oh, you think non-binary people are assholes. It's like, no, they come in all shapes and sizes and moral alignments, just like everyone else.
Everything on Aelia.
If you need fresh eyes, I'm awake anyway.
Maybe, if you don't mind the company. It comes with wisps.
Wisps are nothing. Besides, you're better company than Spite.
Really? Rumor has it I'm a pain in the ass, but that's if you ask Tarquin.
Yeah, I really like this meeting we're heading to now. This whole scene we're heading for is fascinating.
Okay, Viago and Taya said our informant is somewhere in the market. Let's find them. I just hope their supposed information about the god's location is actually true.
Yes, there's the medic in the in the waste as well. Yes, this is the one that's like a trainee apprentice that stood sort of near a fireplace. Yeah, there's a few non-binary characters around. Oh yeah, the butcher, this person who's been controlling the Arntime this whole time. That's our informant. Sorry, I was just talking over it.
Not this meeting. Please. So tense. I promise, I'll signal when it's time to fight.
Hello, person responsible for most of the enemies we've had to fight in Treviso.
Someone.
I don't have to ambush anyone. You think I couldn't just march on the crows? Scattered Arntime flock to me. I have the soldiers to raise your casino. And every inch of this
city.
The
butcher's voice is
I'll
so
bet
good.
There's no profit in actually winning.
There's money being made by the occupation. But not by me. I said Treviso was the trap. And I meant it. The jewel of Antiva. She sings even while caged. Such purity in every stone. It's trapped my heart. I love this city.
Yeah, I think the Butcher is fascinating. I wish he'd been a bigger part of this game, but I respect that they hold off on him. They do such a good job with his dialogue so quickly of going, I don't know what your motivations are, but I genuinely believe that you do think you're doing the right thing for this city. I do genuinely believe that you love this place, and that in your twisted way you think you are helping. Like, he is so quickly and efficiently portrayed as villain who is convinced he's doing the right thing. Not in a morally pious way, but in a, this is what the city needs. And, hey, you might view me as a threat to the city, but if something that's a bigger threat to the city shows up, I'll get my shit together and face that, because I do care about this place. Right? He sells it so well.
You have a strange way of showing your affection.
I conquered it. I didn't betray it. Not like the cattle born here.
Yeah, because, like, in his view, he's like, oh, no, I'm conquering this place so that I can be in charge, so that I can shepherd it in the right direction. Sure, I, like, forcefully invaded and, like, tried to take over, but I did so I can protect this beautiful place.
You know there are traitors here. They ransom their own city. Literal gods stalk the land, but these filth worship their own purses. But you're different.
I might be a hostile invader forcefully taking over the area, but at least I'm not like, you know, selling it out to the gods for profit, for outside influence, for people who don't care about it.
You crows stay true to your roles. It means something when you die, and even more when you kill. You're as much a work of art as this city. And you want a secret from me.
And this is the other bit I love. I love his view of the crows. He's like, look, I might not like you, but I respect the hell out of my enemy because I recognize that, hey, the crows kill and die for this place. You might be my enemy, you might be fighting against my aims, but you are fighting for Treviso in your own way, and I see that too. Like, I can respect the enemy. My enemy might not be so different from me, and I'm like, ugh. He's so interesting. Fucking love the Butcher.
If you really do love this city, you'll tell me where the gods are holding the ritual.
The gods, they give strength. But all they ask in return is everything. I can feel their corruption. I can hear their whispers. They're calling for a ritual. If I give in, I'll know where you need to go.
Right.
But I will lose my jewel. My city. So... you live in a casino. Let us make a game of this. I will become what the gods want. Welcome their whispers. Meet me and show me if the crows deserve my city.
Right, isn't this so fucking cool? Isn't this so fucking cool? His whole thing is like, look, I can feel the gods fucking getting in my head, and I know eventually they're gonna win. And if they win, I'm gonna be gone. I'm not gonna be able to rule this city. If I can't rule this city, the crows are the next best thing. I at least respect them. If the crows were in charge, this city would still be safe. So fuck it. I will give up my sanity and do so with you present, so you can take advantage of that to find out where the gods are doing their ritual. But you have to prove to me that you are strong enough to kill me, because that means you are strong enough to protect this city after this is all done. Prove to me you are strong enough to kill me. Learn from my giving in where this ritual is happening. Stop that ritual. If I can't rule this city, at least the crows will. Right? It's been like a 3-minute scene. And this character has like been introduced, his motives established, and his character arc to like relinquishing his attempt at like fucking evil villaining the city in a way that feels really believable and earned. Jerry says he has that bizarre sense of honor that Canary can have. He's a brutal man that kills without remorse, but deception and greed are beneath him. He reminds me of the Aristotle from 2. He likes you more than his human allies. Right? I would argue the Butcher is the most interesting character in such a condensed scene in this whole game. One of the best examples Dragon Age as a series has of you're going to spend like a few minutes with this character and they're going to have a fucking memorable arc. Right, I fucking love this whole scene. The BT says he's an antagonist rather than a villain. I don't even know if it's that. He's a villain who respects you enough to go, look, I wanted to conquer this city. But if I don't let you be in charge of it, someone far worse is going to destroy it. I did all of this because I wanted to own this precious city. I at least want the precious city to still be around if I can't control it. He is a villain who recognizes that the good guys are at least going to keep the place safer than the alternative.
The Butcher was our contact, and he's letting himself fall to the blight.
He knows he lost, and he knows that if he ever truly loved Treviso the way that he claims to, the way that he, fought to own it, if his love for Treviso really is that strong, he needs to recognize he can't be the one to save it. That treasure needs someone else to be at its help.
Prove I'm crow enough to be worthy of Treviso? That's what's happening?
He's given in to the gods' corruption.
Everyone's acting like normal. Like the Butcher hasn't gone nuts.
So they don't know. Or it's easier to play along.
Safer to keep your head down, I guess.
I see what you need. Prove you deserve it.
Right, like, I wish...
shift in his voice? He's changing.
I wish there was any villain in Docktown that felt this good. Like, Treviso has, like, multiple really good villain threads. Like, we had, like, Ilario was honestly a really good, snivy, hateable villain, and then we also get the Butcher. I'm like, you're too good. You're too good a villain. Treviso might be my favorite of the faction location towns.
He's a Reaver, and fighting his own Antom.
That thing cannot answer questions.
We have to hope he's still in there.
Get ready.
Okay, let's do this.
I see you, Rook, and I see the ritual. Match me, fight me, win this city. So beautiful, but not like Treviso. I see Tearstone Island, the ritual, Tearstone Island.
End him now.
He's gone. And he named the ritual site. Tearstone Island.
The Butcher kept his word.
He got the death he wanted. Good trade, I guess. And he gave us the information we came for.
Yes, truly the Butcher was a paragon of honor and virtue, and we are all devastated to see him go.
Eventually.
You're the
Have a
villain.
location for your final pointless confrontation. The gods are at Tearstone Island. Isn't that what you wanted? A chance to die a hero's death? So go.
Oh, this piece of
Leave
shit.
Treviso to those who deserve it.
Gutless traitor.
Sudden but
You weren't
inevitable
powerless
betrayal.
against the Butcher. You were working with him.
I don't expect you to understand this, but sometimes governance means not showing your entire hand.
You sold the crows out to the Antom.
I kept Treviso safe, protected. Unlike you crows, I had to think ahead.
Can I just say, I do think this speech works better if you don't save Treviso early on. His whole, like, I had to be the one to stand in and save Treviso, I think hits better when you let Treviso to get dragon attacked.
You know what the Antom
This is one of those
did
speeches that
elsewhere in
hits
Antifa,
different if Treviso
and in
got
every other city they
blighted.
occupied. You and your troop of fools would have gladly provoked the Antom to slaughter. I gave them the crows, so they would not take the rest of the city. I gave them an inch, so they would not take a mile.
Rationalize it however you want. Weight the scales so they tip in your favor. You're still a traitor who gave up on the fight, and gave up on us. You didn't prevent us.
Yeah, in this version he is clearly
you just
full of
postponed
it.
It.
If you hadn't killed the Butcher,
someone else would have. He decided he wasn't their pawn anymore. The gods would have killed him, and then you would be ruled by someone much, much worse.
You should have been a politician, Rook. Instead of wasting your talents with that gang of circus rejects. But this city is mine.
Hey, my
We
Veilguard
need
could
a
get
real
in the
leader.
circus if they
You
wanted.
know who else wants a leader? The Antam. And if someone plays the role they want, they are very accepting. They also understand that bringing order to Treviso requires the purging of disruptive elements that cause nothing but
Blah, blah,
chaos.
blah, blah, blah.
So go to Tearstone Island. Have your little showdown with the gods, fight your pointless battle, and leave the city to me.
Well, you're a right arsehole, aren't you, sir?
It makes sense now. Every decision they made shows it.
The other officials, of course, know nothing.
Of course. I'm surprised they even remember the governor's name.
I take it you heard? The butcher's dead.
And in his place is the traitor we knew was lurking. And the Antam fell in line?
Evenchi is apparently playing the role they want.
The governor has given them a clear purpose. They were more cunning than I thought.
Something always bothered me about Evenchi.
Many things bothered me about Evenchi, yet I did not spot the most important one.
This wasn't a failure. You gave us the name we needed.
The hand that leashed Treviso. The butcher was the mouth, but the hand was Evenchi all along.
Did you finish
They think
Lacanus'
they have
quest?
the power
Yeah.
in the Antam, and a network doing their will.
But we have the face of our enemy.
Evenchi will be hiding, so we will hound their Antam.
Lacanus
and
is
make
our
them desperate.
first
When the
talent
governors
now.
show themselves again, we end this.
Tara says, Laura, the way you go blah 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 in dismissive manner is something I find hilarious. It was used so well this week on this last season of Dice Funk. The way Barbella responded to the Balan cracked me up. Look, Barbella was not a person of, like, big, complicated words. It's like, no, I can see what's going on, and he's trying to fucking talk around it, blah 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 blah, and we know what's going on. Barbella is very much a, stop trying to use your fancy words, use small words so I can get to punching you already.
You're not concerned the gods will send the Antam more support?
The gods might come for us, but they're coming for everyone. I believe you are crafting the answer to that, and we will help as we can.
Evenchi keeps talking about restoring order and rebuilding Treviso. But what then?
I believe the good governor's plan was to risk the city to try and claim the nation. If the Antam beheaded the crows, who would merchant princes hire? Who would invaders fear?
As if the Antam would fill that role. This was a bookkeeper's angry grab at power.
When Evenchi left, they made it sound like they were planning something.
I suspect it will be about restoring order as they see it, and that the crows will be first on their list.
Whatever the good governor's intent, we'll end it.
We'll stop Evenchi.
The gods. Did you learn where they will be?
Tearstone Island. Evenchi confirmed it before they left.
We know the time to face Elgarnon and Gillenane approaches, but it will not take us long to find Evenchi.
Okay, we know where the end of the game
And
happens
you have
now.
suffered the governor's treachery. You should be here when we stop them.
We'll let you know when we'll make our move. And after that, Treviso will be free.
Cool, okay. So we're getting ready for our last big Treviso quest. We've got smaller side quests still to do here.
We need to
250
get the team
more.
around the table and talk about what's next.
And even crow strength. Okay, crows. How far are you from 3-star? You're pretty close to 3-star. Okay. We're gonna go back to the lighthouse. Because this is not going to start the end of the game, but I think this is the last group conversation we have where it's like, hey, do you want to go start this mission? Because when you do, you go to the end game. We are about to get our point of no return notice.
Tearstone Island. That's where Elganon and Gillenane will perform their ritual.
With an eclipse, those two can finish their dagger, then tear open the Fade. After that, we've witnessed the horrors Gillenane creates with even a trickle of the Blight. What happens with a flood?
Next eclipse is a month away. That's not a lot of time.
Getting past the Antom Navy won't be easy. They'll be on high alert.
We'd need our own fleet to get past them, which we don't have.
If anyone can find a way around that fleet, it's us. Everything seems impossible at the beginning. Just fight one battle at a time. Varric told me that.
Damn right, kid.
A single boat can sneak past a blockade. We just need to find something that floats.
The Antam fleet may not spot us, but the gods see much farther.
Worse, they know about us specifically. They'll be waiting.
The gods see farther than anyone, but they can't see everything at once.
Sounds like you have a plan.
Harding, reach out to our allies. Wardens, Veil Jumpers, all of them. Tell them to be ready to start swinging. We start enough fires, make some noise, and the gods will look everywhere for us, except at their front door.
It could work. Our allies aren't as strong as they could be. But with a smart plan, they could make it through.
That takes care of the approach. But what about when we get there? We'll have two gods waiting. Who knows how many Antom? We'll need to be at our best. Question is, we there yet?
We are ready as we'll ever be.
I'll send off messages to our allies. They'll be ready.
For something like this, we'll need everyone we know. Would Morrigan help? Could Morrigan help?
The world's ending. That's when Morrigan does her best work.
Great. Tell Morrigan the plan. See if the Inquisitor's willing to help us. I know she's busy leading the fight in the south, but she knows this blight won't end until the gods are dead. I hear that we're as ready as we'll ever be, but we can always be more prepared. Weeks until the next eclipse gives us time. Let's use it wisely.
Agreed.
We have a nebulously just
Then we'll
long
take
enough
care of
amount of
outstanding
time
business.
to finish completing all of our side quest content. And then whenever we happen to be done with that, that'll be when it's time. So, yeah, we are... When plans align, starting this quest will lead to the end of the main story. This is the Point of No Return quest. The Point of No Return quest is on our quest log now. So, we're going to look around for any companion-y quest to do, and I think it's going to be Nev. I think Nev's probably going to have... Yeah. Bellara's got something for us. Oh, okay, there's a few more people than I thought. Okay. Oh, this is going to be finishing getting the factions ready, I think, in part. So, this is going to be getting the Veil Jumpers ready, getting Treviso ready.
Oh, Rook, you're here. Good. I had a question for my story.
Sure.
this.
What kind of question?
Oh, well, a personal one, I guess. Maybe not. Never mind.
Come on. I'm curious now.
Okay, I'll try. I'm gonna do this. So I'm having fun. It's different, but neat. And the fighting bits are going well. So's the romance, mostly.
You've got fighting and romance. What more do you need?
Well, lots of things, really. A plot, pacing, that sort of thing. But most of that's going okay so far.
So, what did you want to ask then?
It's my hero. I know who they are, what they look like, all of that. But I can't figure out the why.
Why what?
Why they do it. Risk it all. Save the world.
This is such a cute conversation.
Well, you're a hero. I mean, a real one.
You are too,
So why
Balara.
are you doing all this?
This is the thing that I wish I could say to Balara, like, right this second is... You're also on the team risking your life to save the world from ancient gods. Why are you doing it? That's a hero's motivation as much as mine is.
The world's going to end if we don't stop it. And I don't see a whole lot of other people lining up to help.
I wish I could be like that. Facing
You
danger,
are, Valara.
caution to the wind.
That's the thing.
But that's pretty much exactly what you do. All the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, because I have to. And I'm scared the whole time.
Everyone's scared sometimes. It's what you do with the fear that counts. Facing it, fighting through it, that's what a hero does.
I guess so. It's hard to think of it that way. We are going up against a god. Multiple gods, actually. That feels heroic. To me, at least. And we're saving the world.
Not a lot of people can say that. Couple of dozen, at most.
Never thought I'd be one of them. But maybe let's wait to celebrate. Until it's over. Anyways, I should get back to it. Thanks, Rook.
So cute, right? So sweet. The Randy Dowager quarterly annual. Oh, that sounds like important reading.
Kind of hard to miss.
It's pretty big.
He, the archdemon Lucicon, is a he.
Male dragons don't have wings.
Elgarnon used magic to make the archdemons bigger. Maybe he added wings, too.
Ugh. And he's screwed with her horns. What kind of asshole does that?
The kind we kill.
Grimlock Master says, so, question, since I missed the other streams. Do you know / think that the revelations from Solus's regrets have been in the works since Dragon Age Origins, or are they new additions to this game? I can't speak to that from any place of, like, secret knowledge. But what I can say is there are interviews with the creative team that worked on some of the older Dragon Age, as well as interviews with the Veilguard team, who have talked about the fact that a lot of the big reveals in this game are things that have existed in a sort of Dragon Age lore bible for a lot of the series' life. A lot of the secrets that we've had the answers revealed to in Veilguard, supposedly, those answers to those mysteries were thought up, you know, maybe 15 plus years ago. And we're in a... This is the answer that we're sort of dancing around that these things were being pulled from. And I'm willing to believe that is the case. I think for a lot of this stuff, it feels... A lot of the answers given in Veilguard feel very... very true to the questions being posed. In ways that I think are interesting. I don't have any true insight other than... Allegedly, a lot of the answers have existed at BioWare for a long time, and many of those were used to answer questions here. I can only attest to public statements on that.
What is it?
You were there to witness my new deal with Spite. You should come with us to see it paid in full, when you're ready.
Oh, is this another Spite scene that I didn't get in my first playthrough? Because of Treviso getting destroyed. Oh, there's like 2 Spite scenes I missed out on in my first playthrough. Oh.
Venatori had the narrative.
Okay, yeah, in future playthroughs I have to save Treviso. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Nev, I'm sorry about Docktown, but the multiple Spite scenes? I can't say no to multiple Spite scenes.
A road. Now they think twice before walking that way.
And your neighbors? What's the price of that protection?
You think I'd charge our dear friends? The people who spread rumors about how threads made Aelia disappear.
Rebuilding the Thread's reputation for free?
For the few of us left. Now the Venatori who thought he found a legitimate charm supplier, he gets counterfeit goods. Triple cost.
So you bleed the Venatori any way you can.
Life's short, isn't it, friends? Let's do what makes us happy. Anyway, Nev, I'm out of news. But the threads are yours. You need something? Say the word.
Thanks, Alec. Remember, if you cross our neighbors...
You can drown me in the Nosen Sea. Rook, it's
This
been a
is
pleasure.
very different.
You've got a good setup here. Enjoy life
Did
in
not...
the Fade.
Nev did not ally with the Threads my
Life
first
in the
time
Fade.
around. This is
Huh.
very different.
We've been at the lighthouse a while now.
I don't know when it started, but I think of it as home.
It's built to be inviting.
Which you still find suspicious.
You know, this is my only address now. I still had an apartment back home. Rent paid up and everything. It got torched. In the dragon attack.
Oh.
Nev.
Everything I have is here in this room. One false step from drifting into the Fade.
If I said you have a home with us, would you make fun of me?
Maybe. But thanks. I never expect things to go to plan, but I usually have one anyway. Or 7. And a half dozen backup plans, just in case.
And now?
Everything's changed. I've changed. If I survive the job, I'll be starting over, in a way. Maybe that should scare me. But I think I need it. I usually hate unanswered questions, but this one... I'll let myself figure out once I get there.
Hooray! You are now a hero of the Veilguard. Okay. That's some more Shadow Dragon strength. 300. 300's good.
Need and knowledge.
Okay. Shadow Dragons, how you doing? Okay. Okay, you're like 2.5 stars. That's not bad. That's not bad. We're getting there. We're getting there. I can enchant skills. I just haven't really played around with that a lot in this playthrough. I probably will before we go to the end game. Just, I want to be like, this is definitely my end game gear, and then I'll do enchantments on that end game gear on the way out the door. Okay. So let's go do Lucanus's quest. Then we'll go do Treviso's A Time to Kill. And then we're probably going to do Something's Coming in Hosberg Wetlands. Then we'll see where we're at after that. This is further than I thought I had to go. Where am I going
to? You were making coffee at 4 in the morning yesterday.
I like coffee.
At 4 in the morning?
That still counts as morning.
I'm not complaining. It was nice to find it in the kitchen and not have to make my own.
I'm always happy to get you a refill.
You'll make a girl feel spoiled.
Why do I feel like this is going to make me cry? Why do I feel like this is going to be a really, really sweet scene that I haven't seen?
Do you think they're wondering why you ordered a drink for the empty chair?
If they are, they won't tell anyone. The crows own this cafe.
Smells like Lucanis.
Just try it.
Oh.
So are you two okay now? Since you didn't kill Ilario, I mean.
We still hurt him. That humiliation in front of everyone, he'll never forgive that.
Oh!
So there's peace for the moment.
Oh, I really hope we... One of my biggest complaints about my first playthrough of this game was not getting more Spite. Now that I know this route will get me at least these two really nice scenes with Spite, I now want to romance Lucanis because I then want even more Spite scenes. Oh...
Are the other Talons okay with the whole abomination thing?
Probably not, but they prefer me to Ilaria or the Venatori. I suppose the crows have had worse first Talons.
How's your grandmother doing?
You've met her. She was hewn out of Dragonbone. She's pretending not to be upset by Ilario's betrayal and my possession. Which means she's making everyone else as miserable as possible. Except Dea. She likes Dea.
It must feel good to just relax with a cup of coffee and not worry about everything.
I'm not sure Spite's enjoying it, but yes.
What is it?
What does that mean exactly?
He doesn't eat, but a promise is a promise. I don't know what I thought it would be like, getting out of the ossuary, getting my life back.
You mean you didn't spend all that time dreaming about having coffee with your inner demon?
I did dream of coffee. If this is my life now, I'll take it.
Oh. Oh. That's really sweet. That is genuinely so lovely. Oh. That is delightful. I'm glad that's so nice. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, this is definitely continuing to cement Lucanis as romance option number 3 for me in this game. Lucanis will, after Emmerich, Lucanis will be next.
It worked.
Rook, good. We have discovered what Ivenchi is planning for Treviso. When you fought the comic master in the garrison, you mentioned a note you found that said some comic had gone missing.
We have discovered who stole it.
Ivenchi.
The governor intends to release it all around the city to pacify violent seditionists.
They called us reckless, and now... Now Ivenchi will ruin the minds of thousands in this city to have their peace and order.
Who is Ivenchi planning to poison with the comic? Aside from us.
People who have spoken up too loudly against the Antam.
Anyone too friendly with the crows. I doubt Ivenchi is familiar with poisons. I guarantee the comic will spread to the rest of the city as well.
Destroying your own people's minds. How could Ivenchi do this?
By telling themselves there is nothing else to be done.
They will trot out some excuse to give to the worst of the politicians and the merchant princes.
You say that as if those were different people.
It is finally time to strike. Go to the garrison and prevent Ivenchi from releasing the Kamek.
Once you are there, Thea and I will lead the Crows against the rest of Ivenchi's forces in the city.
Understood.
One more thing. Jacobus stormed off earlier, angry at Ivenchi. We have not seen him in some time.
Look out for him, would you?
Of course.
Some of the merchant families have fled. They got wind of Ivenchi's Kamek and suddenly...
Okay, let's go. Let's do this. How far across the city? Oh, that's nearby. We can get there. Yes, agreed with Tara. I'm really glad that Spite gets to have a nice ending. That this isn't just a story of Spite's very bad, no good, very bad day.
On to the garrison and the governor.
Please, go on. Nev, in the fight with Rook and Spite, you were there. I mean, not you, but...
We cleared the garrison this time. Ivenchi's got to know there's no way out for a traitor.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt. I apologize for accidentally walking slightly too far so that Lucanus stopped flirting with Nev. I'm sorry. I didn't know that this was a flirt that couldn't continue if I walked too far.
Don't make it look easy. Jacobus?
Me and my friends are sick of doing nothing. Eventually's got their comic past the courtyard, but they've locked the gates. We'll break into the garrison and get them open.
Be careful. The Antom...
We'll stay hidden. Good luck.
Oh, you're not gonna end up... If you don't save Treviso, he's like all pissed off and he doesn't trust you, he doesn't think that he can rely on you. This kid ends up getting fucking murdered if you don't save Treviso. Whereas I'm guessing he's gonna be less reckless now and not get himself killed, which is good. Hello, big friend. Yeah, the game is generally pretty good about, if a conversation gets interrupted, playing it again later.
Take that. Got us a raid. Watch it.
Alright, flagpoles. Fire my lightning crow.
now for Evenchi.
I know you're there, Rook. I'm ready for you. Come face the ruler.
Don't worry, Evenchi, I'm coming.
Both of them. Something's wrong. Something in the air.
Wait, are these Antom real?
I see the comet is working.
Oh, we're literally breathing in hallucinogenics. Love that. Love getting sneakily put into a scarecrow mission in one of the Batman Arkham games.
You're a fool to fight me.
You're the fool to go up against the crow, Evenchi.
Don't you die. Why don't you give up? I dotted every I, weighed every measure. And you crows, you ruined everything.
Ruined? Rook took your measure.
And Taya, Viago, Jacobus, they all took more responsibility as Trevisans than you did.
I lost so many people to the Antam. My family, my cousin. By right, his contract against the governor is mine. And I say Evenchi doesn't deserve to die. They deserve to live.
What?
You are right about the they them pronouns. I don't know if it's because I didn't have this conversation with this kid here. I just had not noticed it. Again, I say what I said earlier. I like that there's enough non-binary characters in this game that one of them being this asshole doesn't fuck that. And you know, that's not like all non-binary people are evil. It's like, no, one of like 6 that's referenced might be evil.
On trial. Paraded in public. Everyone will know who hurt Treviso, and you'll suffer for every minute of it.
You can't do this. You can't let this brat decide what happens to me.
I mean, as an Antivan Crow, I've got to back up. I've got to back up his right.
Jacobus can claim the contract.
Yeah, it's so not a big deal. It's not even mentioned. Yeah, because there's some characters who casually mention it. Like, there's that one in the Hosberg Wetlands who's like, oh yeah, no, but like the person I'm apprenticing was like real chill about me coming out. It's nice that there are examples that are just so not even brought up. It's like, oh yeah, hadn't even twigged that we were using they them for you. It just was very natural.
It's ridiculous.
Right? It's justice.
You can't put me on trial.
Like, Tosh doesn't,
governor of this
not by a
city.
long shot does Tosh
Not
have to
after the
carry
Crows go
all
to the
non-binary
merchants and the
rep
king
on their
about the
shoulders
comic.
alone, which I think
The
is really
message
good.
about Treviso and the future of the Crows has already been sent. Your contract is due, Evenchi. The Crows rule Antiva, and Treviso will be free.
Okay, is this going to get Treviso to 3 stars? That's the question. Are we going to get the crows to 3 stars?
You are certain of this path? And you're sure of this course?
You already asked him that.
Viago, dear, can't you see that I'm stalling?
Ah, you are waiting for Rook's interruption.
No.
Am I that predictable?
You are reliable.
I'm just another crow. Perhaps we're all equally exceptional.
On that, I believe we can agree.
To the business of the day, then.
Jacobus, are you ready?
I'm ready, Fifth.
What's going on?
We accept Jacobus's right to the contract on Evenchi, and his decision to spare the governor.
It sent a stronger message than killing them. Their crimes will be aired, their reputation blackened.
And during these punishments, the former governor will live with the fear we may still one day end them. For his help, and proving he has sound judgment, Jacobus is becoming a full Antivan crow.
Also, a thing that I really appreciate about this, as a game overall, and this is like, I've not brought this up, I'd thought this before, but I think the governor really strengthens the point. I really like that this game has gone to great efforts not to make non-binary equivalent to androgynous. I want to word this correctly. I am glad that we have non-binary characters who are allowed to have traditionally gendered aspects of appearance without that being used to discredit their being non-binary. We have non-binary characters of differing degrees of gendered presentation. You know, we have a non-binary character who's not afraid of showing a little bit of side boob. We've got a non-binary character that has full facial hair and a beard. We've got that one in the Hosberg Wetlands who's like maybe a little more androgynous of the ones we've met. But like that we don't just have a cast of non-binary characters who are ethereal, genderless elves and whatnot, right? It's nice, is what I'm saying.
This is great. We're long overdue for good news.
I couldn't believe it either. I only got this because you went out to face Evenchi, Rook. I couldn't have done it alone. I want to find others like me. Orphans. People with no more homes, under a new house name. Mary suggested Eager TV. It's old Trevisan, sort of a grateful life.
I'm honored, Jacobus Eager TV. You and your new house will do great things as crows.
Echo says, or as video games usually go for as their token NB. Fully covered and wearing a mask that they never remove, / a robot. Right, there's so many varieties of not a generic non-binary insert. You've got the robot, you've got the completely androgynous, you've got the you never see their appearance closely.
The Fifth Talon agrees.
As does
the alien.
Rook,
I'm from a species that just doesn't happen to have gender.
For what you did out there, and for the future you have inspired.
You have powerful enemies. When you decide it's time to put them in their place, we'll be there. And Rook, you're a damn fine crow. Remember that.
Okay, we got some more Antivan crow points. This is enough to put us in 3 stars. Now's the moment of truth. The Antivan crows are at 3 stars. Alright, I was looking at the wrong fucking one. Yeah, okay. So, we've got Necropolis Halls. We've got to make 600 points. There are some quests in this area. That's good news. Hosberg Wetlands is the Grey Wardens. We've got to make 800 points here, but we do have a pretty big quest in Something's Coming. something coming's going to pay us out pretty well. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's like a 500 faction point quest by itself. Docktown's the big one. Weirdly, Docktown is closer than the Grey Wardens now. Worst case scenario, I'm just going to have to do a bunch of running around open world areas off screen, picking up generic trash, going to the various faction towns, buying their valuables just to go sell in the Fade. We will get Dogtown to 3 stars. Okay. Let's go do this Hosberg Wetlands one, because this is, there's a place in the Fade that can get the Wardens up. I don't think we're gonna need it. I think the Wetlands. I think we'll get there. Stream shouldn't have died if someone wants to let Flunkorg know in the chat. As far as I can see, I've got 0 dropped frames. Grimlock Master, I can tell you this. I do know that if you don't get... If you're on 2 stars rather than 3 for a faction, there is a dice roll behind the scenes as to whether things go wrong. I believe it's if you are, like, 1 star, that faction will definitely have negative consequences. If you're on 2 stars, it's a flip of a coin, it's a roll of a dice, whether things go well or badly for that faction. If you're on 3 stars, things will go well for that faction. I think that's the case. That is my understanding. I might be wrong, but I believe the Shadow Dragons being okay in your playthrough was a dice roll that you lucked out on if you were on 2 stars. I believe is the situation.
Hey, Antoine. Evka.
Yeah, let's do at least this quest today still.
Though it is giving me a headache.
Please be careful.
With the container? It's
Oh
very
yeah,
sturdy.
no. It's no secret. Veilguard's like point of no return finale mission 100% is Mass Effect 2's suicide mission in terms of character deaths and things going wrong for factions are entirely on the table depending on whether you... Did you put the right people in the right job roles? Did you complete their companion quests? And did you get their factions where they needed to be? Will all determine a bunch of roles behind the scenes of will these people live or die?
I tested it.
What? When? And how?
Am I interrupting?
And who?
No. Our study of the new Blight continues.
We know the gods changed the Blight. We think it changed more than they realized, or altered itself after.
It's answering to something other than gods.
Mm-hmm. Something new is controlling the Blight, you say?
Scariness there.
I don't know. We could try again.
And give Rook nightmares?
So what's the Blight answering to?
Remember the strange call I heard after the Lavendale battle? It was here, in the wetlands.
We think the source is out a ways, towards the redoubt.
I can tell it's something large, rooted. A construct of the Blight itself. An eruption controlling the rest. What that could mean...
Death Tales, I was about as lucky as I could have been in the finale. It went about as well as it could have done, but I have since Googled to be like, this feels like Mass Effect 2. How wrong could this have gone? I was watching a spoiler cast. I think it was kind of funny doing their spoiler cast discussion. One of the 4 people on their spoiler cast had absolutely every companion die, including Rook. Including the main character, Rook. Literally every member of the Veilguard died. I was like, fucking hell.
Everything that calls the Blight impacts the Wardens. We withstand it. But gods, archdemons, it all adds strain.
If the eruption calls the Blight, then it could mess with us too. Spark the calling sooner. We'll lose ourselves, along with the wetlands.
Antoine, you hear stuff in the Blight. More than some of the others. Are you...
Yes. A little sensitive, but it's not calling to me. Not yet. Like everyone else, I'll know when that changes.
Flunkorg, I will talk about that if and when we get there. I want to give chat a bunch of choices during the end game as to how things go, and that might dictate whether we see that ending or not, or how it goes, but I want to talk about that ending when we get there. Flunkorg says, I have a mouse in my room which keeps nipping at me when I sleep and I can't catch the fucker. Do you want advice on making a humane, like a humane, non-violent mousetrap? Because I can give you a pretty easy to create setup for not hurting but getting captured a mouse. I had a cat growing up that had a cat flap so it could go inside and outside, and it used to bring in mice and not kill them, so there'd be living mice in the house because she would just bring a mouse in and then like let it go before having killed it. If you want, I can give you tips on how we used to ethically catch mice.
Should you have told me all this? About the calling?
First Warden would have said no.
You're our friend. You chase archdemons and fight the Blight. It seems fair you know what this means.
Yeah.
So how do I help?
Figured you'd be in. Remember those samples you found when we first arrived? Based on our studies, Antoine made an alchemical flame. It's impressive. It should destroy the eruption.
Theoretically. At least the last batch was stable. Mostly.
I mean, if you've got
But
a
if the
cat, that's
eruption's
probably the way to
controlling
do
the
it,
Blight
actually.
and it gets
That's
attacked,
fair.
then the Blight around Lavendel might respond.
Yes, its roots are everywhere and spreading. I can feel them.
These people can't lose their Blight experts. I can go after the eruption.
While we guard against nasty side effects here.
Stay safe. Or as safe as...
I've no fear when FK's at my back. The Blight poisons so much. Water, plants, animals, people. Some would call the wetlands dead already. But they're not. It's not too late. Whatever the eruption means for the waters, we can leave this place better. It's what we're supposed to do.
We'll take our stand in the sheltered glade. Meet us there when you're done.
You know what? I'll give this advice regardless, just in case it's ever useful to people. If you ever have like a small rodent that you need to catch humanely and you're having trouble with it, because like growing up it was, we know it's here and it's behind the cabinet, so we got to coax it out, and that cabinet is too big to move, so like we got to get it to come out. What you do here is like the cheapy stuff you have around the house solution. You get like a 2-liter plastic drinks bottle, cut it in half. Like here's its height. You cut it that way across in the middle, so you have something with a cylinder that's reasonably tall. Maybe not even halfway. Maybe you just need it to be an open circle at the top, so you've got to cut it far enough up that it's no longer tapering towards the bottle cap end. You then tape it to your floor. You tape the bottom of it to your floor, because it might get jostled about in this process. You then get something like a ruler, a DVD case, whatever it is, to create a slope from the floor up to the rim of this 2-liter. Then, you literally just put something that this mouse is going to want to eat. I would suggest, like, fruit, if you've got it, like some squash some raspberries up or something, up your little ramp, and then put some more of them down the bottom of the 2-liter, and some of the juice, like, around the rim of the 2-liter and down the edge. Mouse climbs up the slope, eating the food, sees food in, slides in, now it's trapped in there, can't get up out the sides, and you've taped it down so it's not going to be able to just knock over the 2-liter to get out. That is the quick and easy home bodge job. How to humanely catch a mouse so you can take it outside. It is the non-violent. We gotta catch this fucker. Or at least that's what I remember doing growing up. Right, let's go find out what's happened to the Blight.
Get ready.
I don't have a good feeling about this place.
Then we're all on edge together.
Here it is.
I bet the eruption's on the other side. We'll need to cut off the tendrils to break through.
While holding off that spawn. Up on the ledge. We can hit the tendrils from there.
A tendril. It's attached over there.
Let's go.
A ballista.
Well, that could be handy.
We're through.
And something awful is waiting past the gate. Here goes nothing.
That's a lot of blood.
Is that the Blight eruption? The Darkspawn are protecting it. We need to take them out. Let's go.
Keep fighting.
Watch out. Keep going.
Things are already dead. That's not it.
This is it. Let's get that eruption. All right. We strike and the whole thing goes up.
Oh, I think I glitched to the wrong side of a wall here. I'm not meant to be in here. Ah! I'm not meant to be in here. Oopsie. Found a bug.
Eyes open.
Oh, I gotta redo this whole thing. Look, this game is pretty well polished, but occasionally you will find... Even a well-polished game, you'll occasionally stumble upon an odd issue or two. Thankfully pretty good auto-saving, I'll give it that. Okay, yeah, and it remembered we did this phase. It remembered. Okay, we had to do the run back again, but we didn't have to. Okay, we didn't have to clear out the boils again. Oh, and literally we just had to walk back to re-trigger the trigger. Okay. Honestly, that was way less redoing than I thought I was gonna have to redo because that glitch. I literally just had to walk back to the trigger point. I think it's just, I'm gonna be honest, I was fucking around button mashing the jump button during the
blight
load.
eruption was terrible. It's what Antoine's been hearing. It was spreading blight through the wetlands. Farther, maybe. When we hit it...
If it's all knotted together, they must have felt it in Lavendale.
Doo-doo-doo. Oh, it's time. Yeah, my guess is I jumped over the trigger that would have moved my character position at just the wrong time. Right, the game was doing something like turn off character environment collision and move character, and I moved myself through the wall before it had a chance to do its thing. Oh, hey! Look at all this!
They aren't blighted. Were they dormant?
Maybe. They're beautiful. Much like you.
Ah, Rook. Hi.
We knew when you hit that eruption. The blight around Lavendale reacted. And there was a sound in it. Like nothing we've heard before.
What happened in there? What was it like?
Well, I took care of the target, but that was not a typical contract.
A story for your crow friends.
Yeah. Not sure how Viaga will react to this one.
When the eruption was destroyed, some of the bigger tendrils pulled back. The remaining blight won't vanish overnight, but it's a good sign. And this place opened up.
The flowers here, they managed to survive, buried, untouched. They have a chance to return now.
Yeah, I want to talk about this Terra. Terra in the Twitch chat says, my theory on the new Blight song is it's the Titans themselves, and the eruptions are them trying to take form again using Blight as their new bodies. No evidence, just a theory. Well, I mean, some of that is evidenced, in as much as the Stone song and the Blight song that the Wardens hear as the Calling, those are the same song. The Blight is the nightmares of the Titans, which was separated from the physical forms of the Titans. It's the song being sung by the dreams of the Titans or being sung by the bodies of the Titans. It's the same song. The Calling and the Stone song are the same origin. And I do like the idea of the Titans trying to form again through the Blight, in as much as we learned about the fact that part of the Titans was used to give the elves physical form. Like, we know that the first Evanuris went from being spirits to being elves, to being physical, by using the Titans' blood. Why can't the Titans' dreams, the Titans' blight, be used to give form to the Titans again? And I do think that's a really compelling assessment.
That's incredible. I wasn't expecting flowers.
It's what we're here to do, to make this possible again.
We thought the Grey Warden's purpose would end when the last archdemons died.
And that time's almost here. It's unbelievable.
The Order is those of us left now. When the archdemons fall, some wardens will hang up their swords.
Again, more...
Until they're calling, at least.
More that leads me to think that we're going somewhere other than Thedas. The Grey Wardens maybe no longer having much of a fight left they need to do. Great
So the
excuse for us
Wardens
to
are
move to a new
finished?
setting.
No, our numbers may get smaller, but FK and I will be here. Others will stay too.
There's still blight in the world. There's something new calling to it. And to us.
There's blight inside us too. If it changed out there, have we changed as well?
What matters is that if new evils show up, we'll be here to keep them
Flunkorg,
back.
as someone who has a shorter than average upper lip, I see Antoine's mouth movements as similar to my own, in as much as some of us have got different shaped lips, and sometimes that means our mouths move a little differently. I have to make a conscious effort to hold my upper lip low enough that it covers my teeth. Like, that is not its natural resting position. Like, my natural resting position exposes most of my teeth. My upper lip is fairly unmoving because I'm deliberately moving it down to cover as much of my teeth as it would for someone with a regular length upper lip. And I look at Antoine. I'm like, yeah, I see you have a scar on your mouth. I can see that being similar, like not the same, but being a similar situation to mine in terms of how you move your mouth when your upper lip is a little different in how it sits over your teeth.
Are you doing okay with all this? Really?
Don't worry, I'm good. I've got everything.
Oh, I
need
constantly...
right here.
I can't help
Me
having
too.
a stiff upper lip. Hee.
Do you really think something inside you has changed?
It's possible. Or maybe we're the same. But does that mean we'll be the same? You can't sense the blight. But trust us, it feels different. And the sound is changing too.
As for what it means, it's like Antoine said. We don't know yet.
I'm sure you'll be fine, but if there's anything I can do, just say.
Of course. It's good we answered your first letter. And it didn't catch fire.
What?
It may have come close to an explosive, but we all met in the end.
The blight feels relentless most of the time. We see what it does up close.
A world dying, how it spreads. But we keep going.
And look, these flowers can make it back.
They can. You know, you've got flowers and nothing is immediately on fire. I could leave you alone.
Aw.
Are you trying to set us up on a date?
I think they are.
Do some of
But
those
we go
classic
on dates.
heterosexual activities I've heard so much about.
Lavendel was named for flowers. They must have been everywhere before. When we get back.
We can stay here a bit longer first.
Oh yes. I thought I heard birds earlier. Maybe we can find them?
Aww. Now, how many good Grey Warden points does that win us? Okay, so we need, what, 400 more?
The wetlands aren't fully healed.
More points?
The flowers fought back.
Yeah. Pushing back the blight. It's possible.
There were flowers at the villa when I was growing up.
Interesting.
You're plotting. Are you going to bring me flowers? That's...
Sentimental. Not always my strong suit, but worth the look on your face.
Yeah, so I think we're still about 400 points shy of the Grey Wardens. That's manageable. Let's go see if we can sell any things to the Grey Wardens to bump up their numbers. Yes, there's a hidden quest still in the wastes, which at some point I can go get. Yeah, there's some stuff I can do.
Got something in mind.
If I sold these things, I'd get, what, 76? Nah, not worth it. Hold on to it. But I should buy your valuables.
We're here if you need us.
No, I knew about skill enchantments, I just didn't use them a huge amount. I found them on my first playthrough. I used them more on my first playthrough, but on this playthrough I've very much been like, I'll get around to it when I'm going to the finale, because I will, at that point I'll know what stuff I'm taking to the finale, and then it feels like worthwhile to make the effort to do that. I'm gonna give this to... Where are you? Yeah, I'm gonna give Davrin this gift and see if... Does giving Davrin a gift bump up the Grey Wardens?
Good taste.
Davrin's bond increases. Does that make the Wardens like me? No, okay.
Taj, that picture you painted of me and Lucanus, it's not really like that.
Really? Huh.
No, it's... we've both had our share of, well, pain, if I want to be dramatic, and reasons not to show it. So it's cautious, slow, but it's something. And more than I usually look for.
That's weird.
Isn't everything?
Okay. Chat, you're trying to point me towards a quest that'll get me points with the Grey Wardens? Sure. Where is this quest? Where shall I go for this quest that you want me to go do? It's in the crossroads, right? In the snow area, the place you fought the big boss. I don't know off the top of my head where that is. I guess over here? Is snowy? Okay. Now where am I going? Okay, well, if someone knows how to point me towards whatever I'm being told to go find.
Nev, in the fade with Rook and Spite, you were there. I mean, not you, but you know what I mean. You helped Rook. Sort of.
Sort of. Well, isn't that flattering? At least I'm on your mind.
You are. And not just then.
Oh. Well, then.
Wait, that's not the snow area from what I can remember. Well, it's an area with snow. You're gonna have to be more specific if you want me to... Okay, go to this zip line, I guess? I'm gonna guess this zip line. Like, if there's a place you want me to go and a thing you want me to do, you're gonna have to be specific enough you can tell me where to go. If I'm following... Okay. What's up there? Oh, sec. Heal me up.
On the job.
Okay, I have gone up the zip line. And I'm guessing you mean this room? Okay. Is this what you wanted me to find, this fight? And this will get me points with the Grey Wardens, will it? Oh, when did I fucking swap my weapons? That's why this is going wrong. I didn't have equipped the weapon I thought I had equipped. Oh god. Okay, buy me some time for a second, game, while I work out what the hell is happening. Well, I need warden points, so I'll take the warden points, I guess. Here we go, here we go. Cool. Back on track. Yeah, I was trying to fight all three in the doorway. That was the initial overwhelm. Oh, welcome, raiders. Sorry, I've just seen. On me holes, thank you very much, everyone, for raiding. Welcome, I'm Laura. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. If I say anything nice about Dragon Age, you can't trust my opinions because I worked on the game. How is everyone doing? I was getting my ass kicked by these big monsters, but I've just about got it under control. $50 Grey Warden points. Cool. Which I think is enough to get us to 3 stars with the Wardens. Oh, right. Grey Wardens, are you not? Are you not good? I thought that was. I guess I had fewer Grey Warden points than I needed. Did I need 800? I thought I only needed 400 to get there. At this point, we are 350 points away? Okay, does anyone know anything else in that case that gets me Grey Warden points? Any last stabs I can take at Grey Warden pointery? Other than just going and selling our stuff there. Okay, shadow dragons are 437, so like 800 off still. They're going to be the big ones. We can do the Necropolis halls for the second. Well, yeah, like that's the thing, is if we don't know any more quests or anything like this, I will off-stream run around picking up everything and selling it to the faction points. And we will, like, before the next stream, I will make it so that we are ready for having everyone on 3 stars. It's just a case of, if you happen to know one that I might have missed... Actually, this will be one. If they send me to go fight a demon and it happens to be in the wetlands, that'll probably get me wetland points as well as Morn Watch points.
Several disappearances to an unusual possession.
It seeks fear.
Emmerich intends to petition for Manfred's full apprenticeship.
He must be trained.
Yes.
Okay, Hossberg Wetlands, yeah. I reckon this quest will probably get us some wetlands points.
He'll require etiquette classes at once.
We'll see. We'll give it a go. This might be the last one we do on stream today. We'll see. Yeah, I feel like if I just keep coming back to the Morn Watch, they're going to keep sending me on missions to other factions' locations, which I think is going to get me both Morn Watch and the place I go faction points. Yes, I do like that they've now added recommendation level recommendations for quests. At the very least, for some of the big, like, oh, this is a big fight you might want to be ready for ones. I'm like, yeah, thank you for putting some level recommendation markers on those. Also, I gotta... Before we do anything else, it's time for Laura Does German before it becomes midnight and the Euler, the owl, becomes mad at me for not having done my German yet. So we're gonna learn German together for like 3 minutes. We're going to learn about ordering in a restaurant.
Hallo, ich bin Oskar. Hier ist die Speisekarte. Tee oder Kaffee?
Hello, I am Oscar. Here is the menu. Tea or coffee? Oscar works as a waiter. E. Is 2 E's next to each other. That is that sound. E.
Elephant.
That's elephant.
Junge.
Junge, boy, the young,
Kellner.
That's a waiter.
Eule.
Euler? The Euler! The owl! I know that.
Entschuldigung, ist die Speisekarte.
Entschuldigung, is, excuse me?
Entschuldigung.
Yeah. Excuse me, where is the menu? Entschuldigung, wo ist die Speisekarte? Excuse me, where is the menu?
Entschuldigung, die Pizza ist kalt. Kalt, bald, kalt.
Cold. Excuse me, the pizza is cold.
Entschuldigung, wo ist der Kellner?
Excuse me, where is the waiter? Excuse me, where is the waiter? Excuse me, the pizza is cold. Entschuldigung.
Entschuldigung.
Entschuldigung. Die Pizza.
Pizza
ist
kalt.
Kalt. Salt, please, is... Salt, bitte.
Hier ist das Salz.
Here is das Salz. Here is the salt. The pizza is kalt. Das Sandwich ist lecker.
Wo ist das Salz?
Where is the salt? Das Restaurant ist schön? Yeah, the restaurant is beautiful.
Wo ist das Restaurant?
Where is the
Wo
restaurant?
ist das Restaurant?
Where is the restaurant? Wo ist das Restaurant? I am a waiter. Ich bin...
Lecker.
No. Kellner? Kellner.
Hier ist die Speisekarte.
Here is the menu. Here is die Speisekarte.
Introducing.
There we go. Laura learns German. Laura learns German corner has occurred for yet another day. The owl is pacified, indeed. Sorry, yeah. Every now and then I remember that it's nearly midnight and I haven't appeased the owl. So Laura learns a little bit of German on stream. Anyway, we were meant to be fighting a thing, weren't we? Where are we heading? Heading this way.
Nice shot.
I'm having an alright day today, for sure.
There, it's a haunting.
It's been a long day, but I recorded the first episode of a new series for next year about board game accessibility. That was pretty cool. It's felt productive, if a little tiring today. Stop running away, Ghosty. There we go. Stop running away, friend. I would like to hit you, please. Don't worry, I'm not that close to you. Don't run away. Yes, Grimlock Master, I know you like the dagger or the combo. I just like playing with my staff. I have a flow in which I enjoy the combat, and I'm gonna do the combat the way I enjoy it.
Well, that was unnerving, though not out of place for the wetlands.
Did that get me any points for the wetlands? No. Okay, it's worth a try. Maybe when I cash it in, I'll get points. We'll see. Come on, give me points for both places. I got rid of a ghost from your place, Grey Wardens. Surely that you're into that.
A possessed...
We got rid of a haunting in the Hossberg wetlands.
Welcome you.
It will stalk the innocent no longer.
A malignant spirit has attached itself to an inanimate object.
It has already taken lives.
Dispose of it before it...
Okay, Mornwatch point. Okay, yeah, just Mornwatch
Well,
points. Okay.
thank you. I've secured my attendance at the Sword of...
Prepare well.
Oh no, it's not 3,200 I need to hit for the thing, is it? It's... Yeah, I don't need that many more points. I don't need to hit 3,200. 3,200 is the top of the bar. Like, it is where the bar stops going any higher. To get into 3 stars, I think I only need, like, I'm going to say, like, less than 100 points to get in over here. Okay, the number of points I need to find is less than I think it is. 3,000. Okay, cool. So for the wetlands, it's literally 50 points. Okay, we can do that real fucking easy.
For the hunt. Arm yourselves. Farewell.
Well, in this case, we're literally just going to go to the wetlands now, and we're going to sell, like, not everything, but we're going to sell, like, a handful of things. Just so that it's at 3 stars and I can stop thinking about it. And we can sort of reassess.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah, Dogtown's obviously the big one, but...
You're keeping busy. We're here if... Back again?
Okay, I need 101 valuables. Oh, am I at 3 stars? I am at 3 stars. Perfect. Okay, yeah.
You're all
sorted. Cool, yeah, I'm there. Right, so, it's just... It's just Docktown. It's just Docktown now. That needs a bit over 500 points. Yeah, I should have. I thought the achievement was it, but I'm tired and numbers aren't working right in my head. Okay. Do you even have a Shadow Dragon store to sell to? Yes. For anyone who doesn't know, there is still a way to sell to the faction that you don't save at the start of the game. Let me show you this, because this is really, really fucking useful for getting the faction you don't save up to 3 stars. So, we go to the crossroads. We go to the right. Yeah, we go to that crossroads town, where there's just all the ghosts hanging out. And one of the shops there you can sell stuff to get points for the faction you didn't save. I think the logic being that the dead merchant ends up being a wisp in that town. I managed, without knowing this on my first playthrough, I somehow managed to squeak Treviso up to 3 stars without this knowledge. I'll be honest, I was being a lot more thorough about side quests first time around, and I was being, on my personal playthrough, I was being a lot better about, like, bringing people out on quests more frequently. Like, Lucanus was the one I'd betrayed, and I brought him on every fucking quest possible for most of the game. Who is it? It's you? Yeah. So...
What do spirits spend money on? Never mind. What do you have?
There we go. We're slightly better now. We now only need, what, 530? Yeah, let's buy these rare things. Yeah, so I don't think I'm gonna sort Docktown out on stream today for sure, but yeah, all that we have to do now really is get Docktown up to 3 stars, and that's just gonna require me to off stream pick up a bunch of valuables I can sell. I'm gonna go sort the caretaker out quickly while I'm here. But I think this is... Once I've sorted the caretaker out, that's probably where I'm going to wrap the stream for today. Now, if I have time, I'll try and get Docktown to 3 stars before our next stream, which would mean Monday, we play through the final 3 hours. We do the point of no return. We play through the big dramatic finale of the game. Monday, starting at 9 PM UK, 4 PM Eastern, 1 PM Pacific. If I haven't had time to do the Docktown, get Docktown to 3 stars before then, maybe I finish that up on stream, we see, but, yeah, I just need to remember to go to all the places and buy the sellable valuables. I need to remember which shops have valuables I can go purchase and go do that. It's gonna take me a minute. But yeah, I'll get it done. So yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you look forward to, I think, Monday night, us doing the very dramatic, plot-heavy, go finale of the game. If you have been enjoying this, Monday night, that's going to be the stream to be around for. It's going to be very go. It's going to be very dramatic, very exciting. I hope people tune in and enjoy it. And then, probably a bunch of playing little bits of various things. It's been a while since I've been, like, letting the ADHD dictate on the night what we stream. We probably won't jump into anything big and plot heavy for a bit. We'll just fuck about, see what we find, see what we enjoy playing after this is done. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll be back again soon.